Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Chef's Platters episode from the Fairview Hotel here, Upper Hill. I am your host, Mohsine Korich, the executive chef here at the Fairview, and we will go through today what we have done. Last week we showed you how to carve a goat or a lamb, and we showed you also the different pieces of the lamb and how you can use them. Today, this evening, we're gonna go a little bit further and show you how to use the different plates and the different pieces and the different cuts. Now, today, we're gonna do three ways of lamb. We're gonna start, as you remember last week, I told you about keeping everything that for use. So we're gonna be using the bones from what we carved. Okay? So from the bones, we're gonna make first a stock. Now a stock is very, very important in a kitchen, in a professional kitchen, or in a normal kitchen. At home also, if you slaughter a goat and you carve it, keep the bones, you can freeze them in, or you can make the stock and freeze the stock. So the stock, we're gonna start with the bones. Let's start with a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna do some vegetables. And then we're gonna do first, just to give a little color to the bones. So, like I said, we give it a little bit color. Use everything you have. Yeah. We're gonna add vegetables. Now, when you are cleaning vegetables at home, lots of vegetables, you're gonna cut the ends, and most of the people will throw it away, but I don't do it. I don't throw anything away. I use every single thing that I have. Even while cleaning the carrots, cleaning the onions, I use everything. Everything is to recycle. Everything is very useful, and also for waste. I mean, there's so many people without food, and then we are throwing away the food. So I don't like to throw away food. Bay leaves, very important. Pepper, and then we're gonna add a little bit tomato paste. So you just let it simmer a little bit salt. Herbs, fresh herbs, anything you have, you can put it in your, okay. You leave it simmer a little bit, and then you add water. So we're gonna add some water to it. Now, this is our job every day. We make big pans of stock, and from the stock we make our sauces. So everything that you have at the Fairview is made from scratch. So because we start with carving, we start with cutting the meats, and the meats we have the bones, and from the bones we make even from the fish. When we buy a whole fish, and then when we fillet the fish, so the heads and the bones we use to make a stock. So you have always beautiful flavors. You add beautiful flavors to your sauces. Now, to make the stock, it's going to take a couple of hours. So we made already a stock yesterday, because we leave actually the stock overnight for 24 hours. So the bones cook with the stock until really this water is becoming lots of flavor in it. Now, remember, we put the carrots, we put the zucchinis, we put the bay leaves, the pepper, the salt, onions, garlic, and the bones. And now, this is what's gonna be this is the stock that we made 24 hours ago. Beautiful. There is everything in it, the flavors. It smells very beautiful. It smells very good. And from this, we're gonna make after the break, we're gonna make a stew. A stew with the neck that we had carved and show you how to carve it last week. And after that, we're gonna make the cutlets. So let's take a break and I will see you in a short while. Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Chef's Platter from the Fairview Hotel Kitchens. Tonight we have been talking about preparation of the lamb that we have carved, and we showed you how to carve it last week and how to work with it and to make a beautiful dishes from it. Now we're gonna make a stew. For the stew we need, of course, the lamb. Now the lamb we're gonna marinate a little bit with olive oil, salt, garlic, I like garlic because it's very, very healthy. And I am gonna just marinate it a little bit with my hands. I work really with my hands always. So if you don't have a grill like this at home, you can just do it in a fry pan with a little bit olive oil and just sear it. Now, why sear it? It's because it's very important, because like human beings, meat, we sweat, we have pores in our skin. So it's the same with here, with the meat here. You have to sear it so you keep the juice inside. So you block the juice of going out from the meat. In the meantime, I have a pan here. We're gonna put some olive oil, Salim, and then you're gonna get the meat from here. As Salim is sitting up this, we're gonna do first the onions. Okay, a little bit garlic, some pepper, bay leaves. Now remember, you can do this in a chico also. It's not It's a stew. If you have a chico at home, or if you are up country and you are cooking on a chico, you can just do the same thing in a pan. Sear the meat first. Add the onions. Beautiful. The smell. I love the smell of garlic. And I love the smell of meat and garlic. Have another. So, now we have everything already. So you can do this as fancy as you want, okay? When we make it, we brush it a little bit with red wine. You can use cheap red wine. And then we leave it simmer a little bit for about 10 minutes with the red wine until the red wine is all absorbed. And then we add the ingredients that we want to add, okay? So now we have this. We're going to add a little bit tomato paste to give it that acidity. Salim? So as you can smell, it's very, very, very beautiful. Okay? And then we're going to add the peppers. Coriander. Eggplants. Go. Everything. So imagine all the flavors that you are adding to your meat, and we have done the chapatis. You can eat it with the chapatis later, or we will show you how to plate it, how to plate the fillet. But you can eat this with anything you want, the chapati and some sukuma wiki or whatever you want, okay? Now, remember we talked about how important the stock is. Now, you slaughter a goat, you're going to carve the goat, and you have everything in your hands. You have the bones. What do you make from the bones? You make a stock. Now, the stock is beautiful and ready. We're going to bring it here. So, we're going to pass the stock through the sieve. Bring that thing here. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So, we're going to put the stock with the meat, with the vegetables, bay leaves, onions, garlic. More. More. Okay. Now, we're going to bring the stew to the boil. Do you have a cover for this? Look at the colors. Beautiful. It smells beautiful also. So, this is one way of making one of the dishes from the lamb. Now remember the lamb with all the pieces of the lamb and the cuts that we have done. Each cut can serve for a purpose. It's up to you. It's up to your imagination, and it's up to you how many time do you have. Now, if you have time and you want to make stew, make it. It's going to take a couple of hours, but make it. It's beautiful, very rich, very healthy. Everything is natural. No chemicals, nothing. You know, lots of people wants to add like the Knorr or like the Maggi or like, don't, because when you make it from scratch, you have already so much flavors in it. Now, wow, beautiful. So now we are bringing it to the boil, and then when it comes to the boil, you want to let it simmer. So you're gonna bring the fire down. Now we are cooking with induction, so we can actually control the temperature very, very well. But when you are, like I said, when you are working with the Chico, it's, you know, the temperature is also controllable. So, yeah. Now, the stock we don't need anymore. Now we're going to show you how to work the fillet. Now, what we did with the fillet is that we cut nice the fillet from here, from the lamb, and then we added just nicely for the decoration, we added 2 of those bones, so it looks very nice. Okay? So, after the short break, we're going to show you how to work with the fillet and how to prepare it and how to serve it on a plate. So we'll see you after a short break. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Chef's Platter from the Fairview Hotel, Upper Hill. We have been showing you this last couple of weeks how we make a little bit the cuisines going together, and how to create a fusion with different cuisines. And now, because we're in Kenya, and you know, Kenyans love their meats, so we are showing you a little bit how to use different parts of the animal, different parts of the goat or the lamb to make different cooking methods. So now, like I said, we have the fillet now, very beautiful and soft, 10 days aged. Okay, we're gonna just wrap it a little bit with olive oil and garlic, and then as you see here, I have what we call a water bath grill. Now on the grill, I have the water and I have some vegetables in it and some rosemary and lots of herbs, lots of vegetables. Why? Because when we put it in temperature, and this is also very hot, so that water is gonna steam. And from the steam, the flavors are going to come to the meat. So we're going to grill it. Now at home, everybody has a grill. So, or on the Chico, also on the grill. You see, beautiful now. And then I'm going to give it another 139, please. Okay. So then we're gonna add a little bit olive oil on this side with garlic. So, look how beautiful. We marked it also, so when you serve it, you can see that it has been on the grill. So, like I have always said, and I say to my chefs, be patient with the meat. With all what you do in the kitchen is very, very important not to rush yourself, because rushing yourself is actually taking away the flavors from whatever you are preparing. So it's very important to be patient and to use everything you have. And as I told you guys, I never throw anything away. I don't like to throw anything away. I don't like people that throw with food. There's lots of wastage already going on in the world, and if you can use everything and give it away. If you don't want it, give it away to people that need it. So now, if you see on two sides, it's grilled, it's beautiful. We can now put it in the oven, 139 degrees, not 140, 139 degrees for about 8 minutes. And after that, after a break, we will be coming back and to show you how to plate it and how the meat is done. Now, in the meanwhile, we're going to look to our stew. You see, the flavors are already coming in, and you can smell it, you can see it, and the sauce, as the sauce is reducing, it's gonna be thick. So it's nice when you serve it with rice or with chapatis, or even with ugali, you can serve this. I'm gonna be an expert in Kenyan cooking. So, okay, now we'll take a short break and I will come back to you when we will plate the lamb, and I'll show you how to do it on the plate, and then we will show you a little bit how the stew is going, and I hope I will see you next week also, so stay with us, and I will see you after a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chef's Platter from the kitchens of Fairview Hotel. This evening we showed you different ways of working with meat, different ways of preparation. And like we did last week, we showed you how to carve. Now we're going to show you, we showed you how to make the stock. Now the stock is very, very important, like I said. With the bones, we can make a very, very rich stock, and with that stock, we can use it to make our sauces or to make our stews. So, like I showed you this evening, the stew is going on. Very beautiful, very rich, and it's gonna take a couple of hours, but you will have a beautiful dish with your vegetables and rice or whatever you want to serve with it. And from the same stock, we made a sauce, what we call a demi-glace in French. It's a glaze in English. So this sauce, we made it, we reduced the stock, and then we add a little bit honey and rosemary. So, and it's pure lamb because it's coming from the same stock or the same bones as here. Now, Salim, you start with putting the plates together. Oh, very beautiful. Very rich. So. This is a cauliflower mousse, green peas, or sweet peas. And carrots. Okay, so now we're gonna take the meat from the oven. Give me the tongue. So like I said, if, we put it 6 minutes, not 8 minutes, because I want it a little bit medium rare. And if you like your meat very well done, you can give it another 2 minutes or another. You see, this is very beautiful. This is the way I like the meat. The color is beautiful. So, and then I would like to add a little bit mint and herbs to the lamb. So I'm going to brush him with this oil that we made from mint and fresh herbs, just to add that flavor to it. We're going to do some sea salt on the top. Okay, put it. That's nice. You see how beautiful this meat is? And it's as beautiful as it comes. So I'm gonna take a little piece. Now, my sauce, the sauce is going on. Gonna warm it up a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of this here, just to give it a little bit more flavor. Okay, now our plate is ready. Add that. So we're going to add the sauce. Now remember, everything on this plate is natural. There is nothing that is added. We started with the stock. From the stock we made the sauce. From the stock we made the stew. Bon appétit. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you enjoyed this evening like we enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week. Dalla salama.